Can we officially just say that neo-westerns are a thing and that they're awesome? I mean, everything from Taylor Sheridan's stuff and, the stuff he's helped produce to something like this. Like Hell or High Water was an incredible movie, and, something like Eddington fits in that mold for me and is a new genre because this movie is really slow-paced. But that's okay, but it definitely makes it harder to watch than it could have been. If it had been a little bit shorter and a little bit more punchy with, cutting between scenes, I think we would have had a little bit more of a thrill ride in it versus a slow burn. I definitely feel like Ari Aster's stuff is moving towards those more elongated storylines. I mean, if you've seen Beau's Afraid, like, it's long. It's very long. And if you've seen Midsommar, it's not as long, but it is slow paced and everything happening in the daylight and all that, right? It's just brilliant. But you can kind of see how if he keeps elongating his movies, it makes sense why. He's trying to sit in that underlying sauce, so to speak, that he's created in each of his films. And Eddington was no different. I could not believe how invested I was for so long. And I think this movie is literally, above and beyond, could be a masterpiece. Ari Aster is knocking it out of the park on everything he does. And while there are, negatives to the pacing and how this one plays out, the stuff that goes down was exactly what I was looking for in this movie. It gets bonkers and interesting and plays with a lot of really intriguing ideas in the political space, in the social media space. Like some good questions being, how much are we affected by our social media? If we are smart or not, right? Like he can't spell and yet he's a sheriff. So he obviously has some skill, but maybe he's not as intelligent as he thinks he is. But is that really being contributed or taken away from based on the, social media interaction as he goes deeper and deeper into a hole? Also, I like that this movie not only plays with whether or not social media affected us during the pandemic, but that it also just shows you how the pandemic kind of pulled itself into smaller communities. The small details of how you see what's happening from afar versus what's happening in your own community is so true of how it went down. And then little things like the mayor has a freaking massive pile of toilet paper just stacked in his house is just so indicative of the times. He's not above it. He's just trying to work within his parameters. And yeah, he's kind of a jerk about it because he doesn't like the sheriff guy, which fair enough. He's a little weird and off-putting, but there's just so much in this. There's so much he's playing with about how things went down, about what that meant for, a small community, which, is plagued by social media, if you will. And even just being on a platform like this is a weird question of is my movie review contributing to that problem, or is it even a massive problem? And for my opinion, it definitely is, but I don't know how we solve it. I think it's never going away, and I think that's fine. We just need to know how to mitigate it. And I think that's something we're gonna have to all work together to figure out, especially as we get older and the people who have one foot, millennials who have one foot back in the, the age before this, is gonna have to really see that perspective and understand that other people beyond us have grown up with it, and that it's just an integrated form of life, which is a weird, problematic thing that we're gonna have to deal with. But I like that a movie is making me think about it. And I will say the best thing about this movie is Joaquin Phoenix. If we're not talking about him and Michael B. Jordan in the Best Actor race this year, I'll be pretty bummed, because this performance is so engaging and interesting and just so good that I lost myself in it. And even just the way he says okay, or okay, how he says the word okay is so natural and just free flowing, and his body mannerisms, everything about Joaquin Phoenix in this movie is so freaking good. And if you liked the neo-westerns that I kind of mentioned before, or if you just like Joaquin Phoenix in general, this movie is a slow burn and it takes a while, but it makes that makes it all worth it. His performance, really. Pedro Pascal does pretty good too. And it's very intriguing how little they used Emma Stone and what they used her for, and how her character just left him so quickly. There's just so many interesting little details that give you insight into who he is as a person. And then he freaking murders somebody and he gets off the wall. So there's something there too. But there's a lot of commentary here. Even the fact that he can be mayor and be a vegetable, does the position really matter? Or is it being run by his mother-in-law? What's going on there? Anyway, I'd love to know what you guys think. There's a lot in here to unpack, but I definitely think this movie could be in the conversation for best movies of the year. I mean, it's definitely up there, but I think its pacing's gonna hurt it. And I definitely think the performance of Joaquin Phoenix is top notch. Some of the best of this year. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Am I way off base here? What do you think about the social media situation? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.